Good morning, folks. No need for April Fool's pranks today. It's the Westminster government and the energy giants and the councils are getting in the act at all that are taking the piss today. Okie dokie. And I've done a wee bit of research and it would appear that Falkirk Council are taking the biggest piss out of anybody in the whole of these islands. But there you go. Anyway, good morning. Let's get Facebook on board. We'll get this programme underway. So, there isn't any need to prank each other today. We're all being played for fools today. Where are we? Now we'll get Facebook on board. Okay, that's Facebook on board, folks. Good morning. Hope we're all feeling fine today. And the Truck Davy out the truck now at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is a beautiful morning. Clear skies, big orange ball up there, 13 degrees. Now, folks, according to the forecast, around about 2 o'clock this afternoon, it's going to get to taps off, right across the central belt of Scotland. But before we get to taps off, I want to throw in the old wifey's adage. Ne'er cast a coat to maize out. And that's quite important when you get your age. We tend to be prone to colds and flus. So, nae taps off. It's no summer yet. Although it is going to climb to 17 degrees, 1 degree above taps off. Morning, Doug. Welcome, Facebook. Hi, Gordon. Hi, Hugh. Hi, Woodpet. Hi, Mark. Well, looks like Charlie Cat's off. He's been sat on my knee for the last 20 minutes. That's good. Right, now we'll get Facebook on board, and we're more or less at the 100 mark. Let's get this broadcast underway, shall we? First up this morning, we have the rancid record, the red Tory rag here in Scotland. And it's got household bills hike hits. April cruel day. Energy, council tax, water and rents all increased today. Something else that increases today is what they call the national living wage, which I believe rises to £12.21 today. Wow. Talk about a bank buster, eh? Your energy prices also go up by 6.7% today. In my case, my council tax goes up by 7% today. Oh no, it's 10%, sorry. My council tax goes up by 10% today. My water bill goes up by 12% today. I don't have any rent because I own my place. And I'm not getting a pay rise a day because I don't go to my bed for that amount of money. So, I guess it's a real prank being pulled on the average working person today on minimum wage. You've got all these percentages hikes, which are far superior to the percentage hike you're getting on your wage. So much for take all the package in the round. Right, so that's the rancid record for you. Tell you they're all taking the piss today, don't I? Including the government. Well, your bills have went up more than what your average minimum wage, or sorry, they call it a living wage now. Your average living wage is. Of course, the average living wage is set a couple of quid an hour. £2.80 an hour, actually. Below an actual living fucking wage. Wow. Right, next up's the Daily Fail. Let's see what it is got for us this morning, shall we? Cost of living blow as families face punishing raid on finances with tax hikes. Oh, aye, and if you're in England and Wales, your bus fares are going up at all. Fares increases and soaring household bills from today. We are being taken for April Fools. Well, I did tell you there's no need to prank each other today. The pranks are fucking own us all. As wealth inequality and the wealth inequality gap gets wider, the poorer get fucking poorer, and the rich get richer. Lovely. Some real funny ones in here today, you know. But we'll get to them. Right, next up we have the scum. And as you know, I don't put the rancid and I don't put the scum up. So I'll tell you what's in the scum today. The scum has stinging bills pain. Main headline is April Fool's dismay. Homes and businesses clobbered. More Scots pushed into debt. Doesn't just apply to Scotland, folks. Let's be fair about it. We're getting clobbered, but we're not getting clobbered quite as hard as our neighbours next fucking door. I don't know why there's no screaming to go out of this union, because from their point of view it must look hell of a unequal. Because the majority of them won't know that the extra services we get here in Scotland are being financed through the Scottish tax system. They'll just think that Westminster's throwing money at us. If I was living in England or Wales right now, I would be looking at Westminster saying, let's get rid of that fucking dump. And if I was living in England right now, I'd be saying, how is it Scotland can achieve all this? Well, they know now, because as you know, Stephen Flynn's been making them aware of it in the chamber of the Parliament. Unfortunately, very few people watch it. I mean, Daily Blasé in that day cracking it, grabbing clips and putting them out there and explaining what the circumstances are. But none of us have got a mainstream audience. You know. So, let's see, that's the scum. And as the first three papers have pointed out, they're ripping the piss, clobbering the working classes, who are now more or less bankrupt. The working poor are bankrupt. What they call the underclass, the no working and the disabled, are getting fucked over big style. The middle is getting squeezed, and the tap's getting fat. Yeah, well. Right, next up with the Scotsman. Let's see what nonsense it's got for us today, shall we? The Scotsman has. Scottish firms bracing for impact of new Trump tariffs. First Minister vows to raise damaging issue on trip to USA. Now, as you know, folks, any viewers outside Scotland may not know, it'll be Tartan Week in New York and in America, and our First Ministers go there to lead the parade, basically. There'll be another famous Scot leading the parade, but the First Minister will be there. And they use that period, that week, to network. And it's been quite successful in actually bringing jobs and investment to Scotland and boosting sales of Scots produce in the US. With the tariffs coming in for Trumpy boy, I don't think the US is going to be buying as much goods from us, folks. I really don't. Right, what's next? Next up, we have the Telegraph. For some reason, the Times wasn't in this today. I take a look for it, but we'll get there. And we've got Trump, no free trade without free speech. And to be honest with you, folks, I don't even have to get any further into this. I don't. And we've got another culture wars sub-headline there about trans people or about trans spaces. I'm not going to get into that either. But Trump and no free trade without free speech, who's he fucking trying to kid? He's shutting people down left, right and centre for free speech. He's attacking journalists for free speech. Huh? Don't want a trade deal with him. Don't need to avoid his tariffs. Fucking hit us with him, Donny. We'll just do the same to yous. Oh no, we won't. Starmer's a fucking coward. We'll just bear the brunt. and watch our industries collapse as the vultures continue to circle, as the UK becomes weaker and weaker and weaker. And Donny Boy's going to make sure it's ripe for the picking. And our weasel, racist, Zionist Prime Minister will let him do it. And people will be going, hold on a minute, Davey, where's the racist bit come from? I'll tell you in a minute. Okay, the Herald has. Now this one I'm no chuff with. If it's true, I'll need to look into it. Thanks, Stephen. You just chuck that new boy. You've made enough contribution for this month. The Herald has. Private firm will take over education in Scottish prisons. Outsourcing in the prison service. Now, why would the Scottish Government be outsourcing education in the prison service? Well, obviously because of squeezing budgets. The private sector allegedly do things fucking cheaper. We know in the long run we'll still have to go back in there and fucking pick up the pieces at the end of their crap contract. But I'm no pleased with the idea of having to outsource for rehab in prisons. I'm no chuffed with that idea at all. There should be a programme structured by government, financed by government, and carried out by government. Simple as that. But we understand why they're outsourcing. They need to save money. They need to save money because of Miss Reeves' fiscal rules and the tightening of the purse strings. I mean, if we look at some of the mental gymnastics that's been going on in the last couple of days, trying to claim that Rachel Reeves' austerity on stilts isn't austerity at all, because they're investing $1 billion in training and in helping people back into work while whacking the benefit system for $5 billion. I don't know what sort of arithmetic these fucking people do, but 1 in, 5 out. Fucking austerity to me. Right, next up we have the National. Let's see what the Nationals got for us today. Well, I already know, obviously. Right, the National has police dismiss Labour complaint after messages leaked to the National. Now, apparently, somebody in a Labour chat leaked the contents of that chat to the National. The Labour Party called the police. The National embraced the police and said, "Guy, come on in, we'll show you what it says." Don't know if they disclosed where it came from, but the police have taken a look at the Labour's complaint and went, "Oh, bugger off, don't be daft." Right, but here's the right one. Here's the real one. Starmer's comments branded racist. Now, I've watched the speech now, and they were fucking racist. They were also untrue. There is no such thing as an illegal immigrant or an illegal asylum seeker or an illegal person. There might be somebody here whose visa has expired and they have to be deported. There might be somebody here who has committed a crime while on a visa. They'll be deported. But people coming across the channel, the ones they're calling illegal migrants, they're no illegal at all, they're asylum seekers. And there is no such thing as an illegal person, whether they come with fucking paperwork or no. There is no such thing as an illegal human being. But this piece of shit, racist, Zionist, war criminal, stood and told a delegation of 40 countries and the tech bros that the fact that people are having to flee their homes because of conflict and climate change, and we've always known that that migration north was coming, he told them that they're illegal and a strain in our system. The reason why they're coming here is because of the turmoil where they live, whether it was created by the West by pollution or by war. But this is just another white supremacist. In fact, he even looks like fucking Hitler. You could draw a moustache on that. As for his support of Israel, don't need to say much more than that. He's also a religious fundamentalist as well as a fucking racist. And Mr. Starmer, there's no such thing as an illegal person. Maybe people have committed a crime. Maybe people wandering about the world with no paperwork. But they're no illegal people. But your actions as a legal person are illegal. And you deserve to be thrown in the fucking clink. And I hope at some point they come for you. I hope the international courts get you, you fucker. But they never go to the Labour leader before you, so I don't suppose they'll get you. Funny thing about Labour leaders, you know, seem to be fucking warmongers recently. But folks, if you haven't seen his speech at Lancaster House yesterday, I'd suggest you go and watch it. He spoke some real dribble. Why were the tech bros there? Because that's his growth and his future, the tech bros. He's jumped into bed with a Trump idea. And streamlining of the civil service, we'll see lots and lots of people have to do. The dough is this replaces people with AI. Right, let's move on. What's the eye goat for us a day? Let's have a look what the eyes go for us a day. Defiant Rayner tells UK firms my new rights for workers will help economy. You know what? These new rights for workers that she's talking about, none of them are new rights, folks. There were rights we had in the 70s and the 80s under the 1972 Factories Act, which then evolved into the working time regulation right across Europe. But none of these rights are new, folks. This is hoodwinking the young. There never used to be the right to fire and rehire. When that happened, you ended up in a tribunal. It's the reason why the people in England and Wales now have to put money up front to go to a tribunal, whereas the service is still free here in Scotland. Now, what else have they done? Done away with exploitative zero-hour contracts. We didn't have exploitative zero-hour contracts when I was a regular agency worker. And if I was in one position for 16 weeks in a trot, the company had a legal requirement to fucking hire me because they obviously had a vacancy. If I wanted the position, of course. In my case, working in the agencies, I was making more money than if I had been regularly employed. I didn't want to take up the position. I knocked back 3 or 4 jobs, actually. I even knocked back being the supervisor, stroke, transport manager for one of the jobs I was offered. Just didn't fancy staying there for it. I'd done the 16 weeks. I gave it a try and decided it wasn't for me. There you go. So all these new workers' rights are supposed to be in this fucking bill. Folks, anybody over 40, go read this fucking bill. All they're doing is putting back rights we used to have. Yeah, they're counting on people having short fucking memories. Okay, and it's working. It's pure propaganda and pish. Go and read the fucking thing. There's nothing new in it. It's just a return to rights we used to have. Stop short of giving strength back to trade unions. But there's nothing new in this bill. They're just returning rights that we had before the Tories butchered them. Look, folks, I mean this. And anybody under 40, go read the bill and then go back and have a look at the old employment rights. And you're just going to find that your new employment rights are the reinstating of old employment rights. It's fucking nuts. Nuts. I mean, for example, if you'd been in a job for 16 weeks, you had the right. You couldn't just dismiss you. In fact, it used to be shorter. They couldn't just dismiss you without cause. The Tories took that they could just get rid of you at any fucking point in time without cause. They're just returning rights we used to have. So, new workers' rights, my arse. No, of course, the people watching this will be old enough to know that what I'm telling you is true. And where people did have to go to employment agencies and things like that, there wasn't exploitative 0-hour contracts. It's a lot of rubbish. It's a lot of shite. You're just getting back the rights. The kids today are getting back the rights that we used to have and that were taken away from us. Labour's pulling a fast one on these. And by the way, people like my wife, who's been on the one contract all the time, all these fucking rules that have come in don't apply to her. They never did apply to her. But as I say, we're just getting back the rights we used to have. Talk about being hoodwinked. Next up, we have the Metro. Well, we see what nonsense the Metro's got for us today, shall we? This is the free rag. It's on all the public transport. And Virginia Insta post after 70 mile an hour smash. That rings a fucking bell. Did Diana no die after a 70 mile an hour smash? Anyway, Andrew's accuser, I've 4 days to live. Let me correct that. It's not an accuser. There's enough proof there that he is a guilty nonce. After all, you don't give somebody who you didn't abuse 12 million quid in a gagging order. Just doesn't happen. That nonce is exactly that. The nonce accuser, my arse. Didn't he accuse him? She fucking proved that he did it. And it came in the form of a 12 million quid bribe to shut up. To drop the case. Anyway, Miss Guthrie appears is on her way out after a 70 mile an hour smash. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. Right, the Times. Let's get the Times up. What's the Times got for us today? Boss of Prince Harry's charity compared to white colonial ruler. Oh, so he's a bit like fucking Starmer then, or Ian Murray. And Trump's tariffs will hit Britain, admits PM, as he snakes back under the table. Couldn't he get his tongue falling off the big orange man baby's bahookie? And apparently public figures rally around Le Pen over election ban. Interesting. She's guilty of embezzlement. People who embezzle the public purse shouldn't be allowed to stand for public office. So why people are rallying around Le Pen? She's a fucking criminal. She's guilty. There are 24 people in that courtroom found guilty and all. And there are MEPs right across Europe, a quarter of them in the Parliament. Believe it or not, a quarter of the MEPs in the European Parliament, you can look this up, are under investigation for fiddling money for the EU. Our very own Nigel Farage. Look it up. Or should we say England's Nigel Farage? We wouldn't touch him with a fucking barge pole. Hey, so I don't know why people are rallying around Le Pen. She's a criminal. She's been found guilty by court of law. Shouldn't be allowed to run for public office because it would give her the opportunity to embezzle more money from the public purse. After Trump tariffs will hit Britain, admits PM. As I say, he was told to stand up to the Johnny boy. That's how you deal with bullies. But no Starmer. No the racist, Zionist, fucking war criminal. No him. Thanks to Farage, Bojo, the likes of Starmer now, the UK is as weak as it's ever been. And it's ripe for the picking. But they're going to let it rot and petrify it a wee bit more before they come in to so-called rescues by buying up what little we have left. Right. That just leaves us one paper of the day. Now, that one paper needs to give us a smile. Well, we've had a smile this morning with the fucking piss ripped right out as on April Fool's Day. What more could you ask for? Really? If you're on minimum wage, or what they call the living wage, your electricity bills just went up by 6.7%. Your council tax is probably up by about 5%, depending where you are. 5 to 10%, depending where you are. Your water bills here in Scotland, well, they all went up by 12%. And that's the first rise in 12 years. So that's no bad. It's only 1% a year. I was looking at some of the numbers when Reagan Elite was talking about the other night in this programme, man. Doing that with some of the water companies are boosting the bills by up to 47%. Right, come on, folks. Want to get 100 likes? There's 127 of these in the chat. Whack the like button, please. Right, hey. The star. Let's have a look and see what the stars got for us this morning. Now, boy. Another ordinary day in the grand old US. Man baby insists he will defy law. Man baby insists he will defy law to be pres until 2033. So, looks like he's going to try and either gerrymander a position where he will be able to stand for another term, or he's just not going to hold a fucking election until 2033. Right, world markets tumble over threats on tariffs. He's causing chaos, as Donny Boy. Meanwhile, we keep sucking up to Orange Maniac. That's true. But when your politicians have put your union in such a weak position, you don't really have much fucking choice. And the main headline, Madness of King Don. And I wonder if come 2033, he'll have worked away out to pass the USA onto an heir or a successor. So see, we don't need pranks these days. I was watching an American comedian, I can't remember what his name was now, and he was being asked about the amount of comedy that they're able to get out of the situation in America. And the American comedian says, we don't even write the fucking stuff anymore. We just wait until the president opens his mouth and go, ta-da! Well, it's getting that way here in the UK too. When everybody's bumming up a new workers' rights bill, which is just old workers' rights bills, old workers' rights being reinstated. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't. Reality is stranger than fiction. Wonderful stuff, and it's only Tuesday. Well, Davey's got a day off today, so I'm going to do something I haven't done in a long time. I've been picking it off, and I used to enjoy it quite a lot. I'm going to go and wander out onto the hill this day. I haven't been up on the hill since Buster passed away. So it's a lovely day. And never know, I might even take the cat for a walk. That could be interesting. You guys look after yourself. I'll be back tomorrow morning with the other one, where I will fire the headlines at him, and he'll look back blankly at us, because he'll be playing the part of the man walking into the supermarket and seeing the headlines and trying to work out what they're about without picking up the paper or buying it. Okay, that's the premise behind it. So we'll see you in the morning, 10:30. Don't be late, or you're on the fucking naughty step. All right. You look after yourself. Thanks for your super chats. Thanks to the moderators for modding. Hit the like button, folks. See you in the morning.